Hi, it's Charlie giving you Monday's market commentary. Hope you're very well. Before I go into the market commentary, just mention Sam. I've just got off the phone to Sam, and she said that she's had a lot of queries coming through asking about some of the win rates and likes of Kim's brand new strategy or brand new product. Yeah, it does have a sort of an over 80% success rate. With a one-to-one risk reward. So if you like high win rate strategies, and actually with that one, usually the higher the win rate you go, the more likelihood is you're going to have an inverted risk reward, which is fine. The high win rate makes up for that, but this one still has a one-to-one risk reward, I believe. So so if you like high win rates like that, it's about 84%, I think. We just Kim just put 80% in when he wrote the marketing for it, but yeah, I think it's about 84% actually. But anyway, if that's what you like, then high win rate strategies, then take a good look at that, because it's garnering a lot of interest right now. Now, I was just wanted to go through outcomes with you, because people get very focused on individual outcome of a trade. It's a natural thing to do. You get into a trade and you become absorbed by that outcome. Oh, it's got to be that winning trade. And yet the reality is that any individual trade is really a 50-50 call. Now, a lot of people are starting to disagree with me here, but the outcome of an individual trade is a 50-50 call. For example, we know that we may have a strategy, let's say, has a 70% success rate. Well, yes, it will have a 70% success rate over a number of trades, over a large enough sample of trades. Then it will work itself out. But over, let's say, in 10 trades, well, we know that although it's a 70% successful, it could actually at some point only have, let's say, 4 winners and have 4 wins and 6 losers. But then in the next batch of 10 trades, it could have 9 wins and 1 loser, and so on and so forth. And over enough of a batch of trades, over like 100 trades or whatever, then it'll work itself out to be around about that 70% success rate. So an individual trade itself, just one individual component, it's here nor there. It's a toss of a coin as to regards to the outcome. So we really, as traders, need to not get too caught up in individual outcomes, because they're not that important. What we need to think about is just that we're doing the right things. So are you putting yourself in the right place? Are you doing the right things? And if you are doing the right things and you're following your trading plan, then it'll work for you. It will come to you. And so funny enough, I was talking to a professional rugby player last week, and he was their team has been losing a bit lately, but he said actually they're playing okay. He said, and all I'm saying to the guys, because he's the captain of the side, he said all I'm saying to them is, look, let's just carry on playing the way we are. We may need to make just a couple of very minor adjustments, but if we play the way we are, it will come. We just need to have that belief, and it will come. And I said that is so true with trading as well. Just because you've had some losing trades doesn't mean to say you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it does, but just because you've had a few losers doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong. But if you carry on just doing those right things, then it will come to you. So yeah, it's quite an interesting thing there. And also, just don't pin all your hopes on when it comes to outcomes. Look at so here's an example, like this euro trade that I'm in, this euro swing. Let's have a look at the euro dollar. Now, it was interesting last week. I was asked by someone in our trading room who was panicking a little bit for me, saying, and I think it was on this day when we came down, or this day it might have even been. Oh, did you not see? Oh, it was this day actually. Did you not see that the fact that we were hitting these highs over here? And if I bring this onto a 4-hour chart, I might make it a bit easier for you. Oh God, of course, Telechart's data intraday is a bit not working at the moment, but we had all these highs. Did you not think that was really bearish, and that you could have come out and taken a profit because it had dipped down? It hadn't come down to my stops, but it dipped back down. I said, well, no, it's that because that's not the outcome I'm looking for. So you've got to stick with your analysis. Now, I still don't know whether the euro is going to get to my target or not. It doesn't, but that's irrelevant. It's just a single outcome. What's important is I stick to my trading plan. And so when you're trading, just make sure you stick to your trading plan, because too many people get thrown off all too frequently. They get into a trade, they're looking for 10 pips, let's say, if it's an intraday trade, and then they come out after 5 pips because, oh, well, I saw such and such happen, and so I thought I'd come out. Sometimes that that can be the right decision to make if it's genuine. Your analysis has had to change, but other times people just use an excuse to come out, and it's not the right thing to do. So hopefully that's been some use to you. Let's go through some of these markets anyway. So what am I looking to trade this week? There's two markets at the beginning of this week that I am looking to trade actually. One is the Aussie dollar on the long side at the moment, and the other one is gold actually on the long side at the moment. So they've been displaying bottoming signals. So I'm looking for them to give me some sort of setup, and I haven't got that on the Aussie dollar yet. And gold I'm just waiting for, and so but I am looking to get on the long side. I was on a long on Friday's update on gold, and that rolled over eventually and stopped me out later on. Nothing's really changed, so I'm still watching gold to see if that one is going to tick up, because I think if it does tick up, we've got up into the 1260s to look towards. So there you go. So looking towards the 1260s on gold. Aussie dollar, I think there's a good potential run up towards 92, so that's got some good potential in it as well. So it's just a case of seeing if I can get the setups I want. Aussie dollar's had a good little run this morning. Let's actually bring the Aussie up, because I can actually show them live on a 5-minute chart. Sorry, I say a good run. It's had a good pullback this morning into sort of just after 8 o'clock, and now it's just sort of pulling up away from there, but it's got a bit more work to do at the moment. I was hoping it was going to come a bit lower, but it hasn't, so I'm just going to have to wait and see on that one. But Aussie dollar longs, gold longs is what I'm looking at if they can set up. Dollar yen, I'm a little bit suspicious of at the moment. It's the daily chart again. If I come out to a monthly chart, maybe put it in perspective, this is where we are on the monthlies. We've had a great run again on that dailies. Are we going to carry on breaking out higher here? Oops, if I can zoom in. I can't zoom out anymore. Are we going to carry on breaking out higher and hit 105 and beyond and be up at 110 before we know it? Well, we could well be. But at the same time, we are into prior highs resistance, so we've got to be a little bit wary. But for now, if I put this back to a daily chart, the trend remains up until proven otherwise. So, and it will prove otherwise quite quickly. So if we start coming into the bands again, then I'll start to look at sell opportunities. If we start coming back down into the 102.50 to 102 zone, then I would then start looking at sell side opportunities. But we've got to be aware of this 21-day moving average, so we've got to be aware of that as well. There may be some intraday stuff in before we get to there, and then once we get to there, then I've got to then take note. But for now, at the end of the day, the trend is up, so it's had a good run, but I'm conscious of what's going on in the much higher time frames, so we'll see about that. There's not really too much more that I'm really looking at the moment. The pound is again good trend, it's just sitting around here. I should be looking at long side plays on cable as well here really, so I'm just waiting for my set really on the pound. So I'd like to trade the pound on the long side, just waiting for that to set up, so we'll see what happens there and whether it does. I'd have rather it had come dip down towards these prior highs, but nothing's there just yet. Right, let me stop babbling on. I'll leave it to you. We could start to see volumes lower this week. They don't look. It doesn't. The price action not been that great today. But then there's not a lot of news out today. There's not a huge amount of news out all week. So we'll see what these markets are going to be like. But certainly they could start to slow down as traders are starting to go out on their Christmas entertaining jaunts, so to speak. Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Have a great few days.